Hello, my lambs, and hello, newbies. Welcome, one and all, back to another episode of the Professional Martini Drinking Blogger with me, Sunny LaRue. We are back to discuss this Twitch boss situation with his widow, his adoptive daughter. We're going to talk about it and break down the whole story. But before we get into it, you guys know what to do. Like, share, subscribe, click the notification bell so you won't miss out on awesome content when we go live, reviews, all of it. It is the freest and easiest way to support the channel. And you can follow me on social media. You know I'm on all platforms, including Discord. My handle is at SunnyLaRue17 or simply Google SunnyLaRue17. All of my links, including links to the website, podcast, populate, and you can follow me through those means. Now, let's get into a countdown, and then we're going to hit running off the gates.
Never said that Steven was an addict. Let me say that. Never said that he was an addict. But if y'all want to take a headline for a news article and turn that into being the thing that you're paying attention to most, that's literally on you.
You saw that video, right? You saw it. Yeah, that's Miss Wiley. 16-year-old Miss Wiley, and she had a lot to say, didn't she? She has a lot to say. People magazine broke it down. Page 6 breaks it down. We're going to break it down right now. And I'm going to quote one of my housewives, because we keep it here. Pop culture everywhere. We keeping it real. Clip. You know who that is. Say it, Dorinda. Clip. That means clip your mouth, Wiley. Clip your mouth. You are a 16-year-old child. You ain't got no business being up in adult business. Okay? Keeping it real. 1000% real. You are a child. This is adult business. Your mama ain't got no business allowing you being up on Instagram as a 16-year-old talking about adult stuff. You should be sitting there talking about like this, or because that's what kids do now, 16, 15, these kids nowadays, they don't have no goddamn vocabulary. I know because I have a few and my babies be doing that. Like is not a verb. Am I saying that right? But anyway, you get the point. These kids be running around here talking about like and trying to be all up in the business. I'm from the old school. You from the old school. Well, I'm from the school of children are seen, not heard. You're not sitting up here at this dinner table. You're taking your ass over there to the card table where the rest of the kids are.
That whole day was supposed to be beautiful, and instead it was less than that. We were gonna say our goodbyes, and instead people were yelling at each other and bashing my mom, and that's a day that's taken away from her, and she can't remember it as being the day that we all wanted it to be because his family was making it otherwise. And when I say that this day, it's imprinted onto my brain. One, because I had to say goodbye to the person that I loved and valued, but then on top of that, I'm having to deal with seeing my mom go through so much.
Now look, let's be respectful. Keep your comments respectful. But this is just craziness. This man's been gone for 2 years. Now let's do a little recap here. Twitch Steven Boss was a producer of the Ellen DeGeneres show. Okay, an executive producer at that. He was a dancer. He got his start on So You Think You Could Dance. In his season, he came in second. So that kind of catapulted him into stardom. He married Allison. They have 3 kids together. He adopted Riley when she was 3. Okay? So we're going to break that video down in a minute. But let me give you a little bit more background on Boss, because the stuff that Allison is coming out with is what's perpetuating this excuse my pun, but this firestorm. And this is why she getting the backlash. And now she got her $16 dollar coming out. But like I said in the beginning, clamp it, girl. Clamp or clip. Yes.
I love to argue about the NDAs. Basically, not backstory, because like that's what the whole story is, but in one day we had an open casket like viewing for Steven, we had a funeral, and then we had a wake. And my mom asked for NDAs to be signed when we were seeing Steven's body, because God forbid somebody that went to that took a photo of Steven and put it on the internet, or shared it with somebody else. That's the type of things that NDAs are for. It's not so you can never talk about Steven, you can't ever talk about, you grieving him, you can't post about it. That's not what it is. And for all the people saying it, I just feel like you're uneducated.
Okay. So as you know, December 13th, 2022, Steven goes missing. They found him out there at Studio City, unalived. He unalived himself. Apparently, he was going through a lot of mental stress to the point where he felt, with the love of his mother, the love of his wife, the love of his kids, he cannot take the pain. And so he took matters into his own hands and unalived himself. Okay? So now, fast forward 2 years after Twitch's death. And Allison is now speaking, the wife, the widower, about everything. And I'm like, Allison, take us out of the goddamn chat, girl. No, we don't want to be in this chat. But she's talking because she is coming out with this book called This Far, My Story of Love, Loss, and Embracing the Light. That's coming out in February, right? I know y'all gonna be reading it because I am. I'm nosy. I mean, if we weren't like that, neither one of us would be here. Let's just keep it real. So she's talking about how she found out all this stuff about Twitch that she didn't know anything about. Now, you've been married to this man for 13 years and you didn't know he had mental issues? And she alluded to the fact that he was possibly addicted to drugs.
My mom never said that Steven was an addict. Let me say that. Never said that he was an addict. But if y'all want to take a headline for a news article and turn that into being the thing that you're paying attention to most, that's literally on you, right? But in our house, how he ran things, like, I'm his kid. He was trying to teach me and educate, obviously be that fatherly role, right? So he'd be open and vulnerable about him smoking weed. Also, my mom's not calling him a terrible person for smoking weed.
But she alluded to that fact. And in fact, she goes on to put out there his private, personal thoughts, because she found a journal, and being nosy, as wives are, reading this stuff, she's like, okay, reading it, and she tells us, again, in this chat, which normally I'd be like, oh, give it to me. But I'm like, come on, under the circumstances, some of this stuff shouldn't even be said. But she said it. And she put it out there that he was even SA'd, allegedly, when he was younger. And that played a part in his mental health. Now, if she, the wife, didn't know this, do you think his mother knew about this? And his mother doesn't seem like a person that was, abusive or anything like that. She loved her kids. She loves Steven. I mean, she was on Ellen DeGeneres, and she's proud of what her son has accomplished. Okay? All right. So all this stuff is coming out, and what happened at the funeral What happened leading up to the funeral? Child, y'all know, but I'll remind you. Recap.
I love to argue about the NDAs. Basically, not backstory, because like that's what the whole story is, but in one day we had an open casket like viewing for Steven. We had a funeral, and then we had a wake. And my mom asked for NDAs to be signed when we were seeing Steven's body, because God forbid somebody that went to that took a photo of Steven and put it on the internet, or shared it with somebody else.
Paper, so I can see my son. What Allison should have did, y'all, she should have just said, you know what, Connie, let's talk. Woman to woman, mother to mother. I love your son. You love your son. This is how we gonna work it. I'm not gonna make nobody sign no non-disclosure, no NDA. Now, we're not gonna do that, okay? I'm gonna hire some bodyguards. I'm gonna hire security. I'm gonna have them at the door. People want to come and pay their respects to Twitch, to your son, my husband. They're going to put their phone in the bag and leave it at security. They can't do that. They're not getting in. I'm doing it to protect you, to protect me, and protect these kids. That's what she should have done, but she didn't do that. So they fighting at the funeral, y'all. And now the family is coming out against Allison and what she's putting out there and what she's gonna put out there in her memoir, to the point where the 16-year-old daughter comes out in defense of her mother. And speaking about Twitch, the guy that adopted her at 3, as if he's the third person. Talk about my stepdad. First of all, no, it doesn't work that way, Wiley. If he's your adopted father, he adopted you. He ain't your stepdaddy. That's your daddy. She called him by his government name.
These are all people that I've grown up with. And to see them now act different for social media, it's like, I don't know. And I'm trying to be respectful, but I just think it's complicated because I speak to Steven's moms. Like my mom and her were speaking weekly at some point, and I don't know if it's still like that. Like, me and my mom haven't talked about it, but since Steven died, I feel like I've seen his family more than when he was alive. We would only see them once or twice a year, but you guys have to understand that it's because they live in another state. And things happen. We literally live in another state, and it's not like we're neighbors. It's not like we could just see them whenever we wanted. And now, my mom's constantly making the effort so that the kids are a part of, or not the kids are a part of their, wait, I was about to mess up my words. So the kids are a part of their lives. And my mom, I don't make the effort, but that's just how I am. I feel disrespected by them, so I'm not going to talk to them. There were points where the brothers would reach out to me, like my uncles and Connie, they'd be texting me, but I don't talk to them anymore. I feel completely disrespected. They've gone on social media saying that blood's thicker than whatever, and that's a direct dig at me and my mom. And if you don't see me as Steven's daughter, that's cool. That's take it how you want. That I know for a fact that's never how he saw it, and it's literally just hurtful.
And so you guys be respectful, because this is a child. She's 16 years old. We get it. You're trying to protect your mother, but your mother's a grown woman and she don't need your protection. You need to get up off the grown-up table, Riley, and go sit over there where the rest of the kids are at the card table, and let your mom handle adult business. But I want to know what you guys think. What do you think of the video? What do you think of the book? What do you think of Riley coming out, yapping her mouth about her mother in the defense of her mother? Do you think that's a good idea or not? Let's keep that conversation going down in the conversation box below. And with that, I have more stories to bring to you. It's the new year. It's the new look. We're going to have some fun. We're going to have some controversy. So if you want to be a part of it, you guys know what to do. Like, share, subscribe, click the notification bell so you won't miss out on awesome content like this. And I will see you on the next one. I'm Sunny LaRue, the professional martini drinking blogger. Bye for now.